Hi, Kenny. This is Linda. Thank you for your patience with getting this feedback. I'm sorry that it's taken so long. I want to compliment you on your format for the essay. You have a heading, you have a place for a title, and your paragraph structures look pretty good. I'm just kind of scrolling through this rapidly. Um, You'll see that I have highlighted either red or green colors. The red are areas to look at for working on and improving, and the green are the sections that I feel, as I kind of pull them together, represent the main idea of your essay. I do want to ask you if you would please add a title to your essay that represents the main idea or the message of your essay. Um, it shouldn't be a complete sentence. It should be a catchy phrase or something that uh, you know gets the reader curious about what you have to say. All right, so I'd like to just go through a few of these things with you. So I'm going to start off with the green sentences. What I really get is strong focus in this essay that your math literacy was developed through the experiences that you shared with your grandmother, playing games, playing card games and Sudoku and other games with her at home at the table. And she helped you learn addition. She helped you uh, maybe see that math was fun. Um, this is a big piece right here where she really was a big part of your early development in counting, recognizing numbers, adding, subtracting, um, and being able to be in the world of mathematics that felt comfortable and natural to you. You also discovered through her that you had a knack for math, which I'm interpreting that to mean not only did you enjoy it, but you excelled at it, you were talented with it. And then what you kind of are pulling here at the end is that it wasn't, at least what I'm reading into it, is not that you felt that you were unique or special in any way, but that your experience is an example of how much a young mind is able to grow and develop with the relationships of others around them and giving them time to learn. So I really feel like this is a strong, good focus. It goes from beginning to end. It's very easy to follow and very easy to see the message that you're giving to us as readers. So well done. And in terms of things to work on, I'm going to go back up to the top here. It's not very significant. A lot of it is just some small little grammar things. Um, it's it is overcast, or so it'd be apostrophe S in Central California. You do have this tendency where you go into this uh, present tense verbs. Mom is watching. I can, and up here we have this kind of past tense, um, and I think that's okay, but it is a little bit. Remember, this isn't a creative writing, so there needs to be some sort of a transition in here between the past and the present tense. So I would say maybe, add a transition uh, that indicates you are having a flashback or reliving a memory of some sort. And it would just maybe be as simple as adding a sentence or two where it says, however, it turned out that these were not just fun puzzles to pass the time. In reality, I would probably suggest that it won't let me mark this here, but that you change the word they. In reality, this time with my grandmother helped me to develop my love and literacy of mathematics at a very early age, and you do not need a comma there. As I reflect on these experiences, I remember, and you could do this right here, so it could be something like this, as I reflect on my experiences with my grandmother, I remember a an overcast, fall day in Central California. Um, I was 4 or 5 years old. Okay, and then you go into this memory. Does that make sense? So that would be a transition that you could add at the beginning of this paragraph or even at the end of the one before it. It's probably better at the beginning of this one. And then your visual description is fabulous. I really kind of feel like I'm there with you. My grandma is in a red dress with her short, silver hair. This one right here is a splice. So, my mom is watching TV in the living room behind a closed door, and I can hardly hear or understand anything, so you want to just add a conjunction in there. She does everything she can to help with chores and cooking. So this is fairly unspecific, and this is a really good place to add some extra detail. A good place for detail or dialogue, if you can. Everything she can. What does that look like? What or maybe better, like give an example. Like, every morning my grandmother comes to my mother and says, what can I do for you today? You could have that as a dialogue. She's in the kitchen. She helps with cleaning. She does my laundry. But she's always upbeat about it. Like, it seems like your grandmother just seems like such a positive woman. Now, we need a transition. So you go through this, and then there's me sitting on my knees at the table in my red BMX t-shirt and blue jeans trying to see the same word puzzle. So we go from this like grandma wanting to help and everything. And my question is, was grandmother helping with you? Was grandmother helping take care of you? So was this how grandma helped your mom? Spending meaningful time with you? Or did she do other things? Or both? I mean, these are the questions that I would have. So you can transition between this and this by saying something like this. The best help she gave was to me. Okay. I was sitting on my knees, and then you can go into your whole detail, and then you can talk about, this was my favorite part of the day. You need to specify what this is. That's kind of a relative word. It's very, yeah, not a great way to start a sentence. So, specify. My time with my grandmother was my favorite part of the day. My time doing word searches with grandma was my favorite part of the day, especially the puzzles, or something like that. Now, I did highlight this thing like a detective on TV. I don't really, this is, first of all, this whole thing right here, I'm sorry, is a fragment sentence. It's not a complete sentence, and so I speak as quickly as I can, occasionally stuttering as I scan the word search line by line, trying to find where each new word is located, add a verb to that, comma, and constantly taking sips of water from my cup like a detective on TV. And I think that needs to be blended all into one sentence. Because of this new event, now you talk about this time with your grandmother as an event in my mind as a reader is one time. And was this time with your grandma, or maybe not was, but did this time with your grandma occur more than once? If it did, then the word event is not appropriate. So because of this time with my grandmother, because of the time my grandmother spent with me, I was always ahead in mathematics. Variables are not the only, so this is a comma splice here. Variables are not the only mechanics these games helped me to understand, and comma, and they helped me to develop more complicated mathematics. There we go. Now, you want to stay away from telling the reader about the story or doing anything explicit like that. This story matters to me. I would recommend that you probably just get rid of all of this. I was always good. Good at what? Good at math. You know, so I was always good at math, and could hold on to. So let's see, it gave me something. I was always good at math, and these experiences gave me confidence, right? Is that what you mean by could hold on to? I'm not sure what you mean by that. So, you know, does this mean you gained confidence? Is that something that your grandmother gave you as a gift? And then I know that I think it is confidence, because you go into talking about how you wouldn't even be able to be here. And it's not a knowledge test. I'm probably being particular just because I work at the college, but it's a placement test. Because of the time that you had with your grandmother, you were probably able to place higher in your math. And then this thing here again, that's why this story matters. I would say my time with my grandfather was a building block in shaping who I am today. And then again, taking away this, I was easily able to learn and comprehend math because I was a young child. And mathematical literacy is not the only thing a young child can learn, period. I have many friends who are more literate in English and music than I could ever be, simply because they have a natural talent and were able to pick it up faster at a younger age. I'm going to also suggest that what you're saying is they also were most likely mentored, like you were. Like you were with your grandmother. So you want to make sure that you keep that connection there. And then again, we want to change that word event to something else. And then we go on to the end. So well done. I hope this feedback helps you, and thank you so much. Just submit it whenever you can in the next few days. I'm not going to mark you late, but try to get it in before the end of, before, by the middle of next week or something. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.